Salakia. That's gonna cause those nations to shoot missiles on this place. I don't know why this does that. I guess because of the fact that I don't be moving the screen or something. Anyhow, so let me read a little bit of this article because I don't know how much space I got left. It says the 2021 award show was one of the first to return to the typical in-person format following more than a year of delay and adjusted ceremonies like the Oscars and Golden Globes. Few of the stars in attendance on Sunday were seen in the broadcast wearing masks or observing social distancing guidelines. Although host Cedric the Entertainer noted the broadcast that everyone in attendance had to show proof of vaccination as well as test negative for CV, stars like Seth Rogen came out swinging at the lack of requirements. He wasn't the only one. After more than a year and a half, various mandates, and that's just them picking and making fun. You know, you rarely catch a very humble entertainer. Most of them entertainers are literally, assholes. They puffed up. They proud within themselves. Look at a person like Mayweather. You can't tell that man shit. I used to know. Well, I don't deal with her no more. I think I may mention her as a chick. I know that stayed in Cleveland, moved to move. But long story short, like Satan probably got her. Long story short, she used to work at the stadium, the Q arena where the Cavs used to play, and depending on the event, they might book that venue. So she met all kind of different celebrities, and she said how arrogant LeBron James was, and I can imagine. You got to remember, this man went and basically recruited as a child. So he's always been put on a pedestal because those Edomites are the people behind him, though, what you want to call them, damn, what is that word? Their handlers have always been feeding them all these different things to boost their ego. So yeah, they proud. The only celebrity that I heard that actually was kind of lightweight, humble individual, was Keanu Reeves, and they showed footage of him literally sitting down, and he got up out of his seat. He was on the subway. This is how humble this guy is. I mean, but I can't even say that because the Lord is going. If you of the elect, He gonna come get you from no matter what. Now I don't know who or what nationality Keanu Reeves is, but I'm just telling a story. He literally got up out of his seat to give his seat up to. Now mind you, he's on public transportation. This man could be getting chauffeured around, but he's on public transportation, and somebody filmed it. He didn't expect everybody to. He up there really acting like he trying to blend in for real. You know, he literally got up out of his seat and gave his seat to somebody else. Now that's very humbling. You know, I ain't saying that he ain't an Edomite. I don't know. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, he could possibly very well be a Jake. If I would have to go research it. But nonetheless, when he made that statement, oh, what we doing and what? Because they said Seth Rogen made oh no, that is Seth Rogen, right? Kind of. It says after more than a year and a half of various mandates and guidelines designed to curtail the spread of the CV, many were upset to see A-list celebrities having a celebration that seemed included none of those things. It didn't take long before viewers took to Twitter to slam the Emmys for not practicing what many of its stars have preached for roughly the better part of 2 years. Because these powers that be and these, the media, their form of sorcery, because that's what they use it for, to direct the mind. It's called television programming, meaning you're being programmed. They use them to actually, put that in your head. You got super stars and entertainers like that one person that played on Friends. I think Jennifer Aniston talking about she had to basically cut off ties with people literally because of the fact that they didn't get the vaccination, and you know what I mean. So some noted that it was difficult to see A-list celebrities going maskless while their kids are mandated. Right. Your children are being made to suffer to go to school, but these people can go to entertain themselves because that's all that is. Because they being praised, and they going to probably do some kind of fucked up ass ritual afterwards. Everybody suck and fuck each other because a lot of the satanic rituals have involved like orgies and sex. So And then this is not shocking or surprising. I mean, look at what Obama did. Obama just had a shindig where basically nobody wore masks. Shit, during the lockdown, Obama had a whole golf course to himself. So the thing is, not because I'm about to jump into scriptures. At the end of the day, you know, this place we know, these entertainers, these superstars, these people that have prestige and power and recognition on the side are of this place, the world. You know what I mean? And the scriptures tell you not to be in love with the world. We know this is the book of Salakia. First John chapter 5, starting at verse 18, we know that whosoever is born of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua sinneth not, but he that is begotten of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua keepeth himself, and that wicked one toucheth him not. Now we all sin, we live in a place that's defiled. We sinning by the food, but we when you're in this truth, you try to literally not go off. You know what I mean? You to your best of your ability. There's certain things you ain't gonna be able to help, and yeah, we all fall short. But at the same time, you're not gonna willfully be sinning. These people that's in the entertainment industry, I mean, literally, who's to say what kind of wickedness they do? You know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, to get to where they were. You see how bankers are, how cutthroat they is, how numb to the rest of the world. They don't give a fuck. It's a movie called There Will Be Blood. What's that dude name? He played in Last of the Mohicans. He's a great actor too. I can't think of this guy name. Day Lewis, something Lewis. But he played in Gangs of New York too. He's a great actor. But long story short, that dude was an oil baron. It's probably based on the Rothschilds or some shit like that. But long story short, at the end, he kills a guy. And it was get back, but at the same time, because they was playing like mental chess, and it was get back, but nonetheless, he was ruthless. You know what I mean? He would go to poverty-stricken areas and take advantage of those people to take and mine their oil. And he became very wealthy off that. It's not coincidence that you got actors and entertainers and musicians talk about they sold they song. How many times have you seen a actor or entertainer or a musician like Kanye West and other individuals? It was a show. If you go on YouTube, I used to have it on my phone. If you type it in and say so they sold for rock and roll, and it'll go into all these musicians that literally say they sold to be entertainers. Yeah. You got actual Godsmack. It's a group Edomites. That's what the name of the group is, Godsmack. This how yeah, so you got people and I think the lead singer is a confessing, practicing witches. The males is not called witches; they call warlocks. So, nonetheless, I mean, the scriptures talk all about sorcery and witchcraft and whatnot, and you know how Americans steeped in it. You know what I mean? I don't know why is this so surprising. You don't know what these people have done to get where they got, and they don't want to let it go. So of course they for this world. Verse 19, it says, and we know that we are of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua, and the whole world lieth in wickedness. And you can see that right now. Being that we coming out of the world because we hold on to this truth, it tells you in scripture, Romans chapter 12, verse 2, and be not conformed to this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you're not supposed to be that old man. You're supposed to let that old man die and become a new creature. You're supposed to be conformed to the scriptures. This is what the scriptures was supposed to renew your mind, that ye may prove that, Salakia, that ye may prove what is that good and acceptable and perfect will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And the scriptures that tell you the perfect will of the Most High is to fear the Most High Yahweh Bashim Yahushua and to keep his commandments. It tells you in the book of Ecclesiastes, that's the whole duty of man. What am I about to get? This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Salakia. This is the book of Mark, chapter 8. Point is 36, for what shall it profit a man? He shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul. Verse 37, or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Because at the end of the day, you got a lot of people done sold, they done sold their integrity. You about to see a lot of people gonna sell their integrity just to take this jab. And like I said, I finally understand. Well, I got what he was saying prior, but I finally, it's really in my spirit. When the elder was saying, he said, if you're gonna take this jab, you're gonna take that because it's basically a breaking down process. That lockdown, all these, like all these things are meant to break you. But like Fauci said, but yet still it's a group of individuals that no matter what you do, they're not going to be with this. So, of course, these celebrities, they sold their souls to literally have fame and attention on this side, but at what cost? You know what I mean? What did it profit you to sell your soul to gain the whole world? Like, to live for how did Moses say it, or how's it worded in I think it's in Hebrews, where it talks about how well, that might be Peter, when he talks about to live basically Moses to live in pleasure for a moment, you know what I mean? Because basically I'm not about to go get it, but like, these people that sold, they sold to live in pleasure for a moment because, as we can see, this place is passing. You know what I mean? This place is over with. You know what I mean? This place, I just did a video maybe an hour ago about like that protest that's happening in Australia. That's coming here. You know what I mean? Like, it just was here last year. Not to the extent that one. Like, if you see this, and I got video footage of it on my video, you can be like, damn. And that's really little. Because wait till, like I said, people really start getting affected by the food prices and all these, different, you can't get no job and you ostracized because you can't go do this and do that because you can't show no paperwork. So being that we are in this truth, being that we are conformed, not to the world, but to the scriptures, we are not subject to the whims, the opinions, the manipulation. We are not like the elder said, we might enjoy certain things. The other world, the elders into, UFC and boxing. I like UFC and boxing, you know what I mean? But at the same time, just because one of them fighters, I put it like this, you had people literally get a jab to go to the Dodgers game. I like, boxing and UFC, but I ain't gonna get no fucking jab to go watch no fight. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna spend the money to go watch a fight in person. This is 2 Corinthians chapter 4, verse 4. Therefore, seeing we have this ministry, as we have received mercy, we faint not. Because at the end of the day, this ministry was a ministry of mercy and love. The Most High, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, opened our eyes to the truth of this world and brought us back to the truth of our heritage and gave us our birthright. These scriptures, the scriptures is our birthright because it's our laws, statutes, and commandments and our history as a nation of people. And it make all the sense because, like I said, everybody else, you can have a fucking Polynesian come from another country and be off in fucking Babylon, and he could tell you his history. No, as when I was going to school, we was just like the people that didn't have no history. I'm like, that don't make no sense. But you know what I mean? But that show you how strong the delusion was. And then you came into the truth and you're like, wow. You know what I mean? And I'm like, wow, it was always in our face though. Oh, these people was the Bible, but these people just ain't around no more. The Edomites ain't around no more. The Israelites ain't around no more. Oh, but you got the Israelis, though. That practice everything but the scriptures. You know what I'm saying? His first two, but have renounced the hidden things of dishonesty, not walking in craftiness, nor handling the word of Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua deceitfully, but by manifestation of the truth. This world's so fucked up and upside down. They have mega church pastors that are millionaires. You know what I mean? Like literally, what's that one pastor that's like super wealthy and you can see the demons on this guy? His eyes be all bulged out and shit like that. He be every once in a while spazzing out on the reporter and then or somebody whoever's the interviewer who's interviewing him, and then he'll come back. You can see like he bipolar or some shit like that. Eyes bulge and shit. Like ugh, like Dave Chappelle say, ugh, like what's wrong with you? Like. But the spirit of Yahweh Shib Yahshua don't make you do that. You know what I mean? Like, that nigga look like Beetlejuice, like when his eyes do that shit. Anyhow, I can't think of his name. And say, yeah, and a lot of these pastors are handling the world deceitfully because they're not giving you the truth. They don't go into the meat of the Bible. You know what I mean? They won't even go into some of the accounts that you need to go, because that will give you a whole new respect for the Most High Yahweh Shib Yahshua. If you understood that the Most High, oh yeah, he done put a woman to death and had her raped and cut her all the way up. Yeah. It said, committing ourselves to every man's conscience in the sight of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua. But if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost. Verse 4, in whom the power of this world hath blinded the minds of them which believe not, lest the light of the glorious gospel of Mashiach, who is the image of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua, should shine onto them. Because at the end of the day, the Most High God got to set up is certain people he don't want. You know what I mean? So he allows Shaitan or Satan to come and blind them and get them. But if you, like they said, well, it's not they, the scriptures say, if you are of the elect, it tells you that no enchantment shall, basically roughly paraphrase, no enchantment shall work on Jacob. You know what I mean? So just like all these traps and snares and whatnot, like at the end of the day, the elect will not, the Most High is going to make a way for the elect to persevere through or push through or not to get caught up, or he's going to, if you was headed to disaster, he's gonna rescue you or what's the word, alternate your path. Like you're gonna, if you're of the elect, you can't. It's nothing. I'm not saying that you're not going to go through things. What I'm saying is, ultimately, you're going to be saved regardless. If something was to be devastating that happened, you still gonna be saved. Because it's an election. And that's who Yahweh Shah Mashiach was speaking on in the book of John 17. I pray for them that you've given me. I pray not for the world. Because it's only the election that's going to be the true worshipers. That's going to come back to the law, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Now, are there, people that's going to receive the truth, and maybe even elect in the entertainment industry? You have had certain individuals that had names for themselves, certain football players. I can't think of certain people's name, but because I don't follow football and basketball and shit like that no more. But never really did in the beginning. I enjoy watching it, and but I never was always doing the stacks and how many running yards and like that. Fuck, that's too much energy you put into that. That was my opinion. But you have had men that got platforms on YouTube that speak on truth, that are awake to the fact that they know that they're Israel. You know what I mean? But for the majority, because you got to understand, the book of the Apocrypha, I think it's Second Ezra, talk about this world was made for many, but the world that's to come is made for few. So you're gonna have more people that's gonna be stuck. Like the elder Dr. Zakbach in South Carolina made mention of. He said you're gonna have more people that's gonna be off in a wayward doctrine or gonna reject the truth or can't get the truth than as opposed to those that get the truth. The election is a smaller number than 2/3. That's how that's gonna be. So of course you're gonna have more people that's gonna stay in the world. I had a few more scriptures, but probably just end it. I'm gonna end it with this, Matthew. This is the book of Matthew, chapter 6. I'm gonna start at verse 22. No, I'm gonna start at verse 21. I'm gonna start at verse 19. Lay not up for yourselves treasures upon earth where moth and rust doth corrupt, and where thieves break through and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust doth corrupt, and where thieves do not break through nor steal. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light. So, you ever seen Biker Boys when he had that tunnel vision? He was focused on winning that race. And that's what we supposed to be in this truth. If your eye and your eye is focused, your mind's eye is focused on this truth, then the things of the world from what the Most High might chastise you with or test you with, all these things that's going on are not gonna be adherence or gonna, you know, what's the word? Be a distraction or a snare to you because you focused on the truth. Verse 23, but if thine eye be evil, thy whole body shall be full of darkness. If therefore the light that is in thee be darkness, how great is that darkness? So if you focused on something besides this truth, how much greater is what you focused on if it's your woman, your children, that chasing the bag, whatever it is that's pulling you away from the truth, how great is that darkness? Verse 24, no man can serve two masters, for either he will hate the one and love the other, or else he will hold to the one and despise the other. Ye cannot serve Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua and Mammon. And when you go into Mammon, it's simply money. Although I researched and it was talking about ancient Babylon, or Mammon goes back to a deity of ancient Babylon. Now, I don't know if that's Esau just fucking with you because Esau do put misinformation, but that could be truth too. You got to remember the Babylonians worshipped a lot of deities. And then it probably go back to Molech because, when I researched it, it was talking about how, they sacrificed and, because Mammon was a god that could bless you with riches. So they sacrificed in order to be bestowed great riches. And then they even had Israel participating in that Moloch worship. Because you got to remember, Israel has always been falling off or going off. Well, falling off, because you got the best power. You got to understand that the spirits, those other deities that's being worshipped by the other nations, they are all spirits. They're delusions of the Most High. There's only one power. So at the end of the day, yeah, I'm sure the Most High, because the Most High can do anything. He could take a homosexual spirit off a homosexual or Mo. He could make a lame man to walk, and he could bring those entertainers out of. You got testimonies of people that was part of secret societies that came out of that. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think it's possible for them to get out of that cult of Hollywood. But you know what I mean? That's all the will of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. And if you are chosen, so if you're so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. Don't be following, and this is all through the spirit too, because I just watched the elder, and I call him an elder because he's been doing this thing longer than me. A lot of Akim that's in the truth don't want to consider themselves elders. But that's the spirit as well, because the elder Apostle Tahar was just literally going into that. He was like, it's a teacher, and he a young man. He said he doesn't call him an elder because he's still a young man. And I tend to call brothers elders, and some brothers, like I said, they get real humble, like, oh, no, I ain't no elder. I call any man that's been doing this thing for a time. You got men been in it 10 years prior to me. You know what I mean? So it's just a form of respect. I was going somewhere with this and completely. The elder Itazawan from Men of Valor, he basically did a video about Nicki Minaj, and she made a statement, and basically, so she's in the media right now. He was like, "Don't trust in that though," because who's to say? Where's she gonna be at a month from now? You gotta remember she, have made, You make oath just like how doctors make oaths and lawyers make oaths. They make oaths as entertainers. When you get into Hollywood, what do you think that uh, casting couch is and all that? You know, that's a form of them selling they soul. At the end of the day, but you don't know what she's gonna do because, like I said, Esau could literally come and fuck with her, and then next thing you know, she be doing a Nick Cannon. You know what I mean? Retracted statements and all this old shit. So if you're a so-called Black, Hispanic, Native American, Seminole Indian, West Indian, or Haitian, I implore you to come back to the laws, statutes, commandments of Yahweh Bashim Shah. Not because Nelly or Floyd Mayweather or 50 Cent said it, which 50 is a Mason, but because it's on your spirit too. You know what I mean? If you seeing the world is kind of jacked up, something ain't right. If you seeing like all those that watched the Emmys, it was like, well, hold up, how the fuck they not wearing no mask, but y'all all not 6 feet distancing, but your server got to wear a mask. And we know people lie, like you talk about Cedric the Entertainer with his coon ass sitting there talking about, oh yeah, that's just like D.L. Hughley. He had a mouth, he had a mouthpiece, he had a platform. He was speaking up and against certain things. Then next thing you know, he's supposedly contracted the CV, and now he gets to jail. So bullshit. So I think more people gonna do a Cedric the Entertainer as opposed to I can't think of that one football player that got a platform. I think he ended up being losing his contract or something like that, but he has a platform on YouTube and he go into a lot of stuff. He went into Charlemagne the God. I think that's Charlemagne. Yeah, he ain't Charlemagne the God. Which this dude got a show coming out now. But not to digress, like I said, Lord willing, it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to call Loyim La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Rachak Kodash Barakatham. Double honors to the apostles and to the elders of Great Millstone who do rule well. Peace and salutations to the Akim across the four corners of the earth, pushing his truth with faith and with sincerity, as well as risking their lives and their freedom to do so. Shalom to the Aquat and the Akim out there listening, learning. Lord willingly, this was edifying. Shalom to the Israelite foreigners scattered abroad in the land of other nations, appearing like the other nations, subscribing to this truth. To you, I say shalom. Till next time, I'm able to come with another lesson. Shalom, shalom. Mawaf lababah. Shalom.